Hello, and welcome to my kitchen. You know, the other day the daughter and I took a drive to Longview, Texas, and we saw this guy on the side of the road, and he was selling Gulf shrimp, fresh. Let me show you his truck. So we decided we had to stop. I wanted some fresh Gulf shrimp for sure. And I was thinking about it, what did I want to make with the shrimp? And so today I decided that we're going to have some etouffee. So I want to show you how to make it. The first thing that we're going to do is make a roux. So let me go over to the stove and show this to you. So I've got half a cup of butter in my big old cast iron skillet melting. And we're going to add equal parts of flour and butter. And I'm going to make a roux with this. And I want to get it nice and brown. Just about the color of peanut butter. So this is going to take, 5 to 10 minutes. So just keep stirring the whole time because you don't want it to burn and stick to the bottom. So look how it's turned a beautiful golden color. Just about the color of peanut butter, I would say. So now we're going to add the Trinity, they call this, and Louisiana. Got some celery, which I chopped fine. And just a good old couple handfuls. Got some finely chopped onion. Good old couple handfuls. And then we've got the bell pepper chopped up finely. Let's stir all that in. Let me turn this heat down just a little. And we're just going to saute it briefly just until the vegetables become a little tender, which won't take too long at all. And it smells delicious. Absolutely wonderful. I made shrimp stock earlier. Boy, did that make the house smell good. Let me show you the shrimp stock. I'm making a shrimp stock right now. I've got the heads. I stopped by this cute little guy that was selling shrimp off the side of the road, and they were beautiful shrimp. So I've got just the heads in here, and then I cooked the shrimp, and I've got their shells in here as well. I've got some thyme, and I've got some salt and pepper, a couple bay leaves. I've got celery chopped roughly, carrot and onion chopped roughly. The onion has the skin on it because that'll give this broth a darker flavor. And I'm going to bring it to a boil and simmer it for about 45 to 60 minutes. And then I will strain it with a very fine sieve. And I will have some beautiful base for any gumbos or etouffees or stews, or whatever it is that I want to make. And so you can also, when you take it, you've sieved it, then you can go ahead and cool it completely and put it in some small Ziploc baggies, and you can freeze it for a few months, little packages of it, or you can use it right away. Okay, so the vegetables have had time to get just a little bit tender. So now what I want to add is my homemade shrimp stock. And boy, is it going to be good. I'm going to add 4 cups. There's 2. And here's 4. I had a carrot in my pot when I was making the shrimp stock, and it just gave it a really pretty color too. Now I'm going to bring this up to a boil, so I'm cranking it up to high just to bring it to a boil. Okay, so it's come to a boil and it's starting to thicken, so I'm going to turn it down to a simmer. And I want to go ahead and add, I have about 2.5 fresh tomatoes that I chopped up. Feel free to use canned that you've drained. It's going to be so good. And I'm going to add I've got some green onion bottoms. I want to add those because I love that flavor. I think I used about 4 or 5 green onions. Looking good, isn't it? Yes. And I want to add some Creole seasoning. I'm going to say about a teaspoon. And you can add some cayenne if you choose. So I'm going to add just a little cayenne, not too much. And I'm going to add some salt and pepper. Here's my pepper. And let's get some salt. I'm probably going to add about a teaspoon or 2 of salt. I can add more salt later, so let me just go ahead and add about 1. And then I'll taste it in about 45 minutes. Add some more seasoning if needed. And then I'm going to add the shrimp. So let's let this simmer for about 30 to 45 minutes. It's going to thicken up and just develop a nice flavor. We'll put the shrimp in there, and then we're going to serve it with rice. Oh, it's going to be so, so good. And by the way, if you don't have any shrimp stock, just use some canned chicken broth. That'll be fine. Some bone broth, chicken bone broth. You don't have to go to all the trouble to making your own. But I had those beautiful heads-on shrimp, and I thought it'd be a waste to not use them and make a wonderful stock with it. So it's been going for about 30-35 minutes, and I'm probably going to give it at least 10 more minutes. I went ahead and tested it, and I adjusted the seasonings. I put in 1 more teaspoon of Cajun seasoning, a little bit more salt, a little bit more pepper. It tastes wonderful. Just notice how dirty my stove looks. You know why? Because that back burner, while I was heating up this pan, caught fire. And I had to throw baking soda on it. And so my stove looks a mess. So I'll get that cleaned up when I pull this off. Okay, looks just about right now. So now I've got that beautiful Gulf shrimp that I just cooked a little earlier today, and I diced it up in bite-sized pieces. You could use crawfish, you could use raw shrimp. You'd have to cook it about 10 minutes or so in here, but I've got mine already cooked. Oh, it's going to be good, and that shrimp is tasty. I'm just going to turn it off and serve it. So I've got a bowl of hot steaming rice here. I'm going to make this bowl for the daughter. She's been here with me for a couple weeks, and she's going to be leaving today, so it's going to be back to just myself, and boy will I miss her. She's been such a big help and such good company, and I love having company. Next, we're going to sprinkle a little bit of this delicious green onion tops on the top of it. And doesn't that look beautiful? So let me give this a taste. This really is very simple to make, especially if you don't make your own stock. But I like cooking, so that was fun to me. Ooh, I need a green onion. Got to have that green onion. Oh my word. I could eat this whole pot. It's out of this world. That shrimp is sweet. Oh, it's so good. Oh, and that etouffee sauce. To die for. You've got to make this. So, so good. I really do hope you enjoy it. And can't wait to cook for you again. Until the next time.